Hey everyone, welcome back to Ride Zone Bikes. Today we're diving into the full review of the all-new 2026 Yamaha SR400, a bike that's equal parts nostalgia and modern refinement. This machine is Yamaha's way of saying that some classics never die, they just evolve. For decades, the SR400 has stood as a symbol of honest, pure motorcycling, and this latest version carries that spirit into a new era with subtle but meaningful upgrades. It's got that unmistakable single-cylinder thump, minimalist design, and mechanical feel that purists crave. Let's find out if the 2026 SR400 still has what it takes to rule the retro scene. The SR400 has always been about simplicity. Yamaha hasn't tried to reinvent the wheel here. Underneath its timeless frame, you'll still find a 399cc air-cooled single-cylinder engine, one of the most iconic in Yamaha's lineup. The new version refines the fuel injection system to meet modern emissions standards while retaining the raw, responsive character. It's not built for speed demons or tech addicts, it's built for riders who want to feel the pulse of every rev. The engine produces around 23 horsepower and 27 Nm of torque, which doesn't sound like much on paper, but the way it delivers that power makes it incredibly engaging. Twist the throttle and you get that familiar, throaty exhaust note, the kind that feels alive and mechanical rather than digital or filtered. One of the best parts about the SR400 is that Yamaha has kept the Kickstarter. Yes, in 2026, you can still kick this beauty to life. There's something deeply satisfying about that. It's an experience few modern bikes offer. Sure, it might not be the most practical feature, but it's authentic, and that authenticity is what sets this bike apart. The whole package is light, simple, and responsive. The tubular steel frame and conventional telescopic forks give it a natural, balanced feel on the road. At just over 170 kilograms, it's easy to maneuver, whether you're cruising through city streets or leaning into a backroad curve. Riding the SR400 feels like stepping back into a simpler time. You sit upright, arms relaxed, and the ergonomics are neutral. The seat height is friendly enough for most riders, making it accessible to beginners but still enjoyable for experienced riders. There's no overwhelming electronics no traction control, no riding modes, no fancy digital screens. What you get instead is connection. You, the engine, and the road. The analog dials, the vibration through the bars, the way the throttle responds, it's all raw and real. Yamaha hasn't changed the SR400's aesthetic too much, and that's exactly the point. You still get that signature teardrop tank, round chrome headlamp, and spoked wheels. The 2026 model introduces a few new color options, with deep metallic finishes and hand-painted pinstripes that elevate its vintage charm. The overall craftsmanship feels solid and deliberate. There's just the right amount of chrome to catch the sunlight without making it flashy. It's the kind of bike that turns heads not because it screams for attention, but because it has presence. Park it anywhere and you'll see people stop, smile, and nod. It's not trying to be retro, it is retro. On the performance side, the SR400 is tuned for everyday joy, not outright performance. The suspension is basic but comfortable. It glides over city bumps and handles twisty roads with grace. It's not meant to carve corners like a sport bike, but it communicates beautifully through its lightweight frame and predictable handling. The braking setup is simple yet adequate, a front disc and rear drum, staying true to its heritage. On the open road, it cruises comfortably around 100 km/h. With enough grunt for quick overtakes and plenty of charm for relaxed weekend rides. Fuel efficiency remains one of its strong suits. Expect around 30 to 35 km/L depending on how you ride. Maintenance is straightforward too. Being an air-cooled single means fewer moving parts, lower costs, and easy servicing. Yamaha has built the SR400 to last, and this 2026 version is no different. It's a bike that's easy to own, easy to maintain, and incredibly easy to love. Now, let's talk price. The 2026 Yamaha SR400 is expected to retail at around $6,200 to $6,500. That puts it in the premium retro category, not cheap but not outrageously priced either. For what you get: a heritage, craftsmanship, and authenticity A. Its solid value. In markets where it's imported, taxes and duties might push that up, but even then, it's still more affordable than many overcomplicated modern bikes that offer less soul. So what makes the SR400 special? It's not about horsepower, it's about heart. It's about feeling the bike breathe beneath you. It's about that moment you swing your leg over, kick it to life, and hear the thump of that single piston echo through the street. It's about nostalgia that doesn't feel old-fashioned, a timeless design that connects generations of riders, and perhaps most importantly, it's a blank canvas. The SR400 has always been loved by custom builders. Whether you want to turn it into a cafe-copyright racer, scrambler, or tracker, it's one of the most customizable bikes out there. Yamaha knows this, and that's why they've kept it mechanically simple and aesthetically pure. In a world where motorcycles are increasingly becoming high-tech machines overloaded with electronics, the SR400 stands tall as a reminder of what motorcycling really is. It's honest, mechanical, and beautifully imperfect. It teaches patience, rewards precision, and reminds you that riding isn't just about getting somewhere. It's about the ride itself. So, is the 2026 Yamaha SR400 for everyone? Not quite. If you're chasing top speed, advanced tech, or adrenaline-pumping performance, there are better options out there. But if you're someone who values craftsmanship, simplicity, and character, someone who wants a motorcycle with a soul, then this bike is a dream come true. It's the kind of machine you form a bond with, not just a vehicle you ride. That's our full review of the 2026 Yamaha SR400. It's not just a motorcycle, it's a piece of history reborn for modern times. It's Yamaha saying, we still remember what made riders fall in love with biking in the first place. And for that, it deserves respect. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Would you buy the SR400, or do you prefer something more modern? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned here on Ride Zone Bikes for more real-world motorcycle reviews. Until next time, ride safe, stay passionate, and keep your wheels on the road.